Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Wool and Knits. Asha here, and today I am going to show you some of the techniques that I use in my Eternal Hearts Mittens pattern. Today I released this pattern in my Etsy and Ravelry shops. The links are in the description. As you can see, it is a design which is made of hearts and it's perfect for Valentine's Day. And for this design, I am using VR Knitter's Petit wool. It is 100% Peruvian and it is a light bulkier yarn and perfect for making these mittens and lightweight beanies. I have a matching beanie pattern. It's also available in my Etsy and Ravelry shops if you want to check it out. Even though I provide picture tutorials, some of you guys message me that you have difficulties in making the thumb portion. So in today's video, I will first show you how to set up the thumb portion, and then afterwards I will show you how to pick up the stitches for making the thumb. Now let's see how to make the thumb portion of the left mittens. So you have reached the portion where you have to knit the thumb for the left mittens, that is here. So for making these mittens, I am using magic loop method and using this Knitter's Pride 6mm needles. So for magic loop, I am using a 32-inch cord. Now let's see the thumb setup portion. So first you have to knit 10 stitches as mentioned in the pattern, like this main color. So knit the 10 stitches. So 10 stitches are knit, and now you have to set up the thumb for these 4 stitches. So for this you need a scrap yarn and a needle. You have to thread the scrap yarn to the needle, and you have to thread these 4 stitches onto your scrap yarn. Now let's have a closer look. So you have thread those 4 stitches onto your scrap yarn and place it like here. Now for these 4 stitches, you have to do a backward loop cast on. So for the backward loop, you have to make the thumb like this and place it on your right needle like this. So 1 stitch is backward loop casted on. Now you have to knit 3 more stitches like this. So in effect, for the 4 stitches that you placed onto your scrap yarn, we backward casted on these 4 stitches. And then you have to knit the remaining stitches as per the pattern. So you have to make it like this. And knit the remaining 14 stitches as per the pattern. So the size of the mittens that I am showing here is medium size. So for larger size it will be 16. So for medium size it is the 14 stitches. Okay. And now you have to knit the remaining portion for the body of the mittens. Now let's see how to set up the thumb portion of the right mittens. So for the right mittens, as you can see, the thumb will come here. So these 4 stitches will become the thumb. Now let's have a closer look. So you have to thread the scrap yarn and thread the 4 stitches onto a scrap yarn. And place it like this. Now for this first 4 stitches, you have to do a backward loop cast on. Same as how we did for a left mittens. So backward loop casted on 4 stitches. Then with those 4 stitches, you have to knit the remaining 10 stitches on this side. Once you knit those 10 stitches, you have to knit with the main color again for the remaining 14 stitches here. So like this, you have to knit the remaining 14 stitches. Now we have to knit the remaining portion for the body of the mittens, and after knitting those body of the mittens, we have to pick up the stitches that we backward loop casted on and these 4 stitches on the scrap yarn for making the thumb portion. Now that we have finished the body of both left and right mittens, and this is one of my favorite portion to do, a fish movement. Now that we are going to make the left mitten thumb, so this is the thumb hole. So for making the left thumb, we have to pick up an extra stitch on the right side. So this is an extra stitch. Pick up that stitch, then pick up each stitch on the scrap yarn one by one. Now there are 5 stitches on one side. Now we can remove the scrap yarn. Now bring that needle onto the other side and place the other half of the needle on these 5 stitches. Now for picking up the backward cast on stitches, place the mittens like this and then pick up an extra stitch here on the right side, this stitch, and then the backward cast on stitches, the 4 stitches. So total there will be 5 stitches on this side. So 5 stitches on one half and 5 stitches on the other half. So there are total of 10 stitches. And now we have to join a new yarn for knitting the thumb portion. So when we first knit, we have to keep an extra inch of the yarn, extra tail length, for weaving the ends later. And now knit 8 stitch one by one. Similar to how we knit the mittens. So like this we are knitting each stitch on either side. Now that first row is completed, and now we have to do the remaining rows for the thumb as mentioned in the pattern. As you can see, now that we have finished the left mitten thumb, as per the pattern we have knit all the rounds for the thumb, and you can see there are some holes in these portions here and on the left side. So with that ends that we placed it on when we first cast it on, you can weave in those ends and close up these holes. Now let's see how to make the right mitten thumb. So we have to pick up an extra stitch here on the right side, pick up that stitch, and then we have to pick up all the 4 stitches on the scrap yarn. And remove the scrap yarn. Now bring that needle over to the other side. And place the mittens like this. Pick up the 4 stitches that we backward loop casted on. Now before that we have to pick up an extra stitch here, then pick up the 4 stitches that we backward loop casted on. And now there are 5 stitches on each side, so total 10 stitches. Now join the new yarn and knit the thumb. By keeping the tail end a bit longer. So knit those 5 stitches on each side. And knit the 5 stitches on this side. And now we have to continue knitting all the rounds as mentioned in the pattern. So this is the medium size that I have shown here. And now continue knitting the remaining rounds, and now after that you will get a thumb similar to the left thumb. We are seeing the finished mittens that I blocked. I normally wet block these color work projects because it gives a nice stitch definition. As you can see, the stitches are relaxed perfectly and it leaves a nice amazing finishing touch. So you can do wet blocking also. I hope you love this video, and I hope this video is informative and helpful for you for making your first color work mittens project. Please don't forget to tag me in your Instagram post when you make an eternal heart mittens. Also, don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.